I want to ask you a question. And the question's a really simple one. Does your life look like you thought it would? Does it have the tone, texture and colour of the life you imagined? And the reason I ask that question is a simple one. Whenever I'm in a lounge like this, and I'm in the first class lounge at Singapore Airport waiting to fly back to Melbourne, I remember back to when my journey began. My journey began in a lounge like this. Not by design, more by accident, literally. I'd been skiing in Canada, had a little bit of a tumble, bit of surgery, a few nuts and bolts later, I woke up and found myself wearing a hip-to-toe cast. Naturally, in a hip-to-toe cast, you can't travel down the back of the plane. So fortunately, through the brilliance of travel insurance, they flew me home first class. Now, first class back then was not what we have now. It didn't have little pods, it didn't have lie flat beds, you didn't have an entertainment screen because the technology didn't exist. But it was a damn sight better than sitting down the back. And I resolved then and there that I would only ever fly this way again. There was a problem. On what I was making, that meant I would probably never ever fly again. So I had changed the trajectory of my life. I had to acquire skills, knowledge, bits and pieces that enabled me to alter the way I did things. And I now never fly anywhere unless it's in the pointy end of the aeroplane. It sounds snobbish, but there's an additional reason for this. And the reason can be found in this very, very simple statement. Rich people buy things, wealthy people buy experiences. Travelling first class, staying in 5-star hotels, being chauffeured around are experiences. Any idiot can draw down their home equity loan and buy themselves an SS Maloo ute. Any fool can do that. Wealthy people see the world slightly differently. But there's an additional reason I do it, and that is that I will never be any younger than I am today. I have fewer days ahead than behind. Unfortunately, time's arrow flies in only one direction for all of us. We can never defeat time. We can't even properly manage it. We're all being carried along to sort of this imminent collapse of entropy, and we all suffer from that. And part of deciding to do things like fly at the pointy end revolve around the knowledge that when my time comes, as everybody's does, I can look back and simply look at all the experiences I've had. I do not want to be sitting there on a commode thinking, I probably should have made the effort to go first class or to push a little bit harder, to go a little bit harder. I don't want to be one of those people. So we loop back, and we loop back to my original question, and that is, does your life look like you thought it would?